What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another brand new episode 2, on the mic, Friday the 13th. Be careful now. Be careful going out there, but tonight, I swear to God, I don't want nobody getting hurt out tonight, especially Friday the 13th. This is one of those rare moments. What's going on, everybody? Joining in to another episode on the mic, trying to make it different since the last episode was kind of shaky, a little bit shaky off in the beginning. But of course, I've been live, just getting you guys catching up. If you haven't seen the gameplays that I've done throughout the whole week, which has been great. I even had King, shout out to King there for joining the live near the end of there. But I know this is not the point where you want to hear about. You want to hear about some NFL news, guys. I know you want to hear some NFL news. But let's start off with reviewing last night games before we head into Chicago and my Fins. Let's talk about that. First, let's spare the Eagles for now. Let's actually go to the Patriots in Washington. Chase Young hitting Cam Newton, stripping him. My God, Chase Young looks right into view, right into regular season preview. I'm telling you right now. I swear. Yeah, King, it's Friday the 13th. It's Friday the 13th, my man. It is. But going there, but Chase Young, I didn't get to see that until like afterwards. I was like, damn, what the hell? Like it was impressive. It was impressive. Cam Newton, he did show a couple good plays in there. Fitzpatrick did well for Washington the first two drives. Of course, I think that second drive, excuse me, that could have been a touchdown had Adam Humphrey didn't slip. But overall, it was a good game. I love Stevenson for the Patriots running back. I think he's like his third string or fourth string for them, and I think he could stay in that roster. And he did a good run near the end of that game. Looks like he wants to stay in there, especially the fourth round out of Oklahoma. So expect to keep an eye on him. And mac and cheese yesterday was doing pretty good. Of course, the first throw, that to me, I thought it was a catch, but it's the refs. What do you want to do? And I'm a Dolphins fan. Let me put it that way. I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm actually like saying like, yeah, that's actually a catch. Shocker, right? But there were some good plays with the Patriots more. Of course, they actually made their field goals. Hopkins missed his field goal, so that wasn't great for Washington there. So they might start maybe changing Hopkins, especially he missed two key field goals that could have made them into the lead. But they fall short 22-13 yesterday. And then the Eagles and the Steelers. I know King didn't want to mention it, but listen, it's my show. I run this, so I'm going to mention the Eagles and Steelers. So the Eagles started out great. Jalen Hurts did a couple good drives there. Joe Flacco looking pretty good yesterday. He threw it to Watkins for a 73-yarder to the end zone for a touchdown. They did pretty good. Dwayne Haskins was impressive yesterday, especially. Mason Rudolph didn't do too much. I mean, he did his couple of drives, and then you still had Dwayne Haskins who was moving that ball down the field. Of course, he threw a touchdown, and of course, the run game was very, very key for them to get that victory over the Eagles. But we don't talk about Nick Mullins, so you already know Joe Flacco is definitely the backup quarterback. Nick Mullins, as soon as he got in the first snap, he throws an interception. It's like there's a reason why the 49ers cut Nick Mullins. I'm telling you this right now. Like I just see like Mullins there. I was like, yeah, no, I see why. I see like that. I mean, there's still two more games. It's like let me pump the brakes there. There's still two games, but as of right now, Joe Flacco looks like that backup quarterback for Jalen Hurts. I mean, that's the two games. I know right now, as I'm speaking right now, there's the Buffalo game. Detroit, last time I checked, was 3-3. And Atlanta and the Titans, which was 3-0 Falcons the last time I checked. You can correct me if I'm wrong, which I'll definitely answer any questions before I end the live today. But of course, let's get to the main event to why people wanted to see this video. You know what it is. The Fins versus Chicago preseason overview. What to expect? What to expect, especially in Chicago, the Windy City. Well, let's first off talk about the joint practices first off. The joint practice this week, a lot of impressive moves on Justin Fields, especially on Thursday against the Dolphins defense. 3 touchdowns running into the end zone. That was actually his first day. Like, it was actually better than Andy Dalton throughout the whole training camp all through the offseason. So they might start getting some eyes on Justin Fields. But Justin Fields is going to experience some impacts because in practice, you can't hit the quarterback. If you hit the quarterback, you're definitely running laps. But he's going to experience some hits. So let's see, can Fields be the guy for Chicago? And can he turn heads and be the starting quarterback against Aaron Donald? That's going to be the main question. And The also keys that are disappointing right now for the Bears right now, the O-line's getting pretty bad right now. This actually hurts to the point where they're down to like the third string, the fourth strings, and it's not looking pretty. And especially Miami's defense was really the D line was really giving a lot of hell for them for that, which to me is very impressive for Miami, especially on the D line. If we can get to the quarterback, that's actually a great improvement. Just getting there to the Bears right now. And then to the wide receivers, they couldn't get any separation on our D backs, especially Xavier Howard getting on the lockdown, had a couple good plays there. But now let's get into the depth chart. I want to get to the depth chart. I want to share the depth chart of the Miami Dolphins as of right now. So as I'm pulling this up right now, we're expecting a lot. We're expecting a lot to see, especially Albert Wilson is actually be a notable key of how we're really that Albert Wilson's been really being impressive right now. I'm telling you, Albert Wilson right now has been very impressive. Right now, he is actually this is the roster as you guys can see. What am I showing right now? Oh shoot, I'm showing the wrong thing. Anyways, that's a mess up there. But let me get to the back to what I was saying. Albert Wilson right now is actually showing pretty impressive right now. Will Fuller, of course, he's going to be the starter. Parker's going to be the starter. Waddle is going to be getting there as noticeable as it can. You're definitely going to see the connection to Waddle, the Tua, Waddle connection. You're going to definitely see that all day, every day. You're going to see that. Okay, finally, I got the right thing on. I put the wrong thing on, and it's like, it's nothing too bad. Listen, like, it comes at the end of the day. But let's get back to this. So we look at the roster right here. We got Parker as a starter. Wilson and Will Fuller. I don't know Will Fuller's going to play tomorrow, but Will Fuller is definitely going to be there as a starting wide receiver. Then you look down the chart, especially the wide receiver depth is really in depth. You got Grant, Matt Collins, Allen Hurns, Foster, Ford, Marriott, and Lockery. That's a lot of wide receivers that we cannot keep at all. So what I mean by keys is how are the wide receivers going to do? That's what I want to see tomorrow. Especially we probably won't see Wilson or Fuller. So it gives a bright opportunity to see Waddle, that great connections in the first two drives of that series against Chicago. How well can he do that? And I love how he does a lot of slants routes as of right now, and he can go up the field. He can light you up if you're slacking off. Be careful. Be careful with Waddle. And then of course that wide receiver is there. I'm expecting Robert Foster to really improve. I know he's been very quiet over the past couple of days, but I expect him to improve himself, get him back into the rhythm of things for the wide receiver core for Miami. I just want to see what can the Dolphins wide receiver can do. And then our O-line as well. Our O-line, I know our guards are solid right now. It's just our center right now and the tackles. Jesse Davis, I know we extended him for 2 years. I think this is last year actually. But I still think that we could get somebody else in Jesse Davis. But when you look down on that roster, it just doesn't seem like somebody to replace him. It's like you got Pancree there and Parnes and Mars is like, yeah, there's nobody else you can really replace Davis. So, of course, as of right now, you still have Davis at the tackle, which hopefully, going back to the wide receivers, if we can keep one like a good wide receiver still in there and can trade for a lineman, maybe someone at least decent enough that actually can be in at, let's say, the tackle position, which would be great after the preseason is over. That's why I want to mention the wide receivers as well. But going back to the O-line, I kind of like how we're going to start off with as of right now. This is as of right now since August 9th. So we got Hunt, Davis, as of right now, Tahering, Eichenberg, and Jackson. I still like Eichenberg out of Notre Dame. He's been really good at protecting, and that's definitely going to improve us, especially in the running game right now, where we still have Myles Gaskin, Malcolm Brown in the mix. Hopefully, Myles Gaskin can spread out to be that running back that we truly need, that we really need as a running back. Because last time there was like a really good running back, I would say, will be like Jay Ajayi, that 2016 season. He was a beast. I know King's in the comments right there. I know Jay Ajayi is a beast. I'm telling you right now. I used to do the J Train going like this, J Train and all that. That's like I can tell you the last time we had like a decent amount of running back that was better than a quarterback actually leading our stats back in 2019 with Fitzpatrick. That was disappointing. So hopefully we can get a running game so we can lessen off Tua. So that's what we're going to see, especially we're facing off Khalil Mack, especially against the running game. We'll see how our offensive line does in the first couple of drives. That's what I want to see on our offensively. That's where we need to improve a lot, and that's really will determine, can we get to the next destination? Can we get to the playoffs? Can we actually win a playoff game since 2000? That's the main question for Miami against Chicago. Now, I still like the wide receivers for us, especially against the DBs. They do struggle, but it's still a Chicago's defense. Chicago's defense is no joke. That ain't no joke. So we'll see how tomorrow goes for the offensive side. But let's go to the defensive side for Miami. What I'm really focusing on them the most right now is the linebacker core, because we did let go a lot of key players like Kyle Van Noy, Shaq Lawson in free agency, and then we have Andrew Van Ginkel. I love him as a linebacker. Great steal that we got there. Brandon McKinney, that we got from the trade from the Texans, that we traded Shaq Lawson to. He's been actually doing impressive in practice. He might even get back to his former Pro Bowler type of player. So we'll see how it goes in his first time being in a Dolphins uniform. And then you got Jerome Baker looking for his mom in the stands in Chicago, which he's doing good right now. So those are great threes. And then when you look behind him, by the time you see Phillips in the chart, he's actually third in the chart right now, right behind Van Ginkel and Scarlett as of right now. So we'll see if Jalen Phillips gets a chance to play in there. And I will hope the University of Miami product / UCLA product can give us some good linebacker experience that we really need it, and especially can go on the edge too at the same time, so we can blitz. So we can blitz pretty good. So that's what I'm really focusing on, the linebacker core. Of course, when you look at the safety position, of course, when you look at Holland McCourty, and you see McCourty as a starter right now, we're trying to see how McCourty does as a starter, and then kind of just examine Holland as how well as his safety, especially the safety we got into the second round. So we were going to expect the Oregon product of Holland to see, is he really the true safety going with Rowe? So that's going to be the main question. And especially Jones can probably hop Rowe if he does impressively well during the preseason games. Of course, it's going to be against the Bears, going to be against Justin Fields and Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton did struggle against our defense on Thursday for the first time. And a long time, he hasn't been really struggling, but Andy Dalton has been really struggling as of right now. So we'll see how the first team offense goes and the second team offense goes, and the defense as well. So that's going to be very interesting. And of course, Fields, this is the real deal. Fields is the real deal. Now, the question is, when is Fields going to be playing in the regular season? That's going to be determined once after the preseason is over and they examine both quarterbacks and see who will be the best quarterback to play against the Rams for that. But of course, when you look at the Dolphins positions, those are my main keys: running back, linebacker, and wide receivers. That's what I'm really, truly looking at for me, for the Dolphins tomorrow, to see who is the better player. And of course, the offensive line. Forgot to mention about the offensive line. Who will be the guy that steps up, that improves his team to get to that 10-7 record that I see Miami Dolphins go to? Because to me, I see Miami go 10-7. I know it might be a little bit too high on some people's level or down, but that's what I really see. And the Bears, what they got to improve is Justin Fields is the real deal. Can their wide receivers create separation? Because the separation was not there for the Bears during the joint practices. Can they do that tomorrow? That's going to be the main key. The offensive line is going to be a really struggle to protect their quarterbacks, especially they're down a lot of players due to injuries, which is not a great thing, especially you're in the NFC North going to play against Green Bay and the Vikings. You're trying to compete for that division. So hopefully by then they'll get a starting offensive line to start the season. But that's what my keys are for Chicago and Miami Dolphins. But now, let me get to my last segment. So this is something new that I've actually had in my show before, but this is the first time I've done it on my live show, on my live show. So what I want to introduce to you guys for this is Vice Selections. What is Vice Selection, E? So Vice Selection is where I choose three games, and I decide, who am I going to go for? How many points do I think? And just examine what or both sides are looking for, and in the end of the day, who wins it, who gets it done, what you're going to see. So let's start off with what we just discussed about, the Dolphins and the Bears. So those are going to be two great games. If everything goes right for Miami, they should win this, but I still have that feeling that maybe Justin Fields has a great day. So I'm actually going to give the nod. I'm actually going to give the nod to the Bears, actually, for this preseason. Preseason doesn't matter, of course, but I want to give the nod to the Bears. I feel Justin Fields, if everything goes right for Justin Fields and gets it done, gets everything done, I can see the Bears winning it. But it'll be a close one, though. I still think it's still going to be a close one. Preseason game, and depending on how our defense goes against Justin Fields and Andy Dalton, is going to be the main key. But as of right now, I actually have it in favor for the Bears by 4 points as of right now. 4 point spread there. So I'm going to go with 21-17 will be the final score for tomorrow's game. And what I expect for Justin Fields to go for, I'm going to say he gets about 110 yards, goes for 10 out of 15, possibly. He might throw an interception in there, might go for 2 touchdowns. I can see that happening for Justin Fields. Andy Dalton might get a couple good yards. He might create a field goal, and that's about it for Andy Dalton. So I really do expect a lot of things for Justin Fields. 2 in the beginning, I think he's going to drive down the field, and it's going to be a run score. So I don't expect any scoring touchdowns from Tua unless it's a scramble. So I don't see that at all. And Jacoby Brissett might see a touchdown there and then, but it's gonna be tough to see where exactly. And then you have Reese Annette, which he probably be the one that actually scores for Miami, no at all costs. But that, as of me right now, I'm gonna go with the Bears as of right now at this point in time. And now to my second game right there, the 49ers and the Chiefs, 8:30 game on Saturday. So that's actually going to be an interesting point to see, especially you're going to see the Trey Lance, the rookie quarterback, how well he's going to do in the preseason game. Again, mention this, preseason. So we're going to examine how he's going to do, Trey Lance, because right now, Jimmy G has a spot right now. But Trey Lance is getting there. He's climbing up there into the starting position. So we'll see how he does against that Kansas City defense. I know as of right now, they're going to probably either put Jimmy G in there or they're going to put Trey Lance in there so he doesn't start struggling or doesn't go anywhere at this point in time. So for me, and then of course you got Chad Henne in the mix for Patrick Mahomes, because if Patrick Mahomes does play, it'll be like one drive and that's it. Other than that, probably Chad Henne and then some other guy. That's about it. But for this game, I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I'm going to say it's the 8-point game for the Chiefs. They win it by, let's go with 18-10. Let's make it an odd number. 18-10. Let's make it a crazy number. 18-10. It's not going to be a high scoring, but I don't see it too much high scoring. Again, it's preseason, so you're just kind of examining both teams, how well they're going to play against each other. That's going to be the main keys what you're going to look for, especially if you're looking at the Chiefs and the 49ers. Excuse me, right there. And then the Sunday game, the last one I'm going to mention, the Panthers versus the Colts. Now, the Panthers, you kind of know who the starting quarterback for Sam Darnold is, but Carson Wentz is out. And he's going to try to get back to week 1. It's not guaranteed. So they got to look at Sam Ehlinger, and then you still got to look at the other quarterback right there from North Dakota State. So they'll be practicing in first reps right now. Now, the main question is, who's going to be this main starter quarterback for them? To me, I'm still going to go with Sam as of right now. But it's too early to tell. You got to see in that game on Sunday is on the NFL Network to watch it more in depth to see who's actually be the quarterback that will, in case Carson Wentz cannot make it back to week 1, and they're missing a lot of key players too. But for this game right here, let's go with the Panthers. I think the Colts quarterbacks are going to struggle, and it's going to be hard to determine who's actually going to be the starting quarterback, although I'm going to go with Sam from the Texas quarterback out of the University of Texas. But for me, I'm still going to go with the Panthers, and we're going to go by 5 points right there, 5-point gain as what I predict to see for the Panthers and a Colts game on Sunday. Now, I can actually look at the comments now since I just got all my points that I needed to say. Let me see the comment section right here. It says Justin Fields about to go crazy by King. Wait till tomorrow at 1 o'clock. What is vice selection? No, he asked about vice selection. There's only one answer. Nick Foles. You're funny with that one. Waddle could be the Walmart Tyreek Hill. God, my goodness. Come on, man. The Walmart at Tyreek Hill. You lucky I wasn't seeing the comments till now. You lucky I couldn't see that till now. You lucky. Hey, Penny over Nick Mullins. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. When I saw the Mullins interception, like, he's going to get cut. There's no way. No way. And I do mean no way. You feel me like that? But that's all I got for today on this Welcome to the Vice and Friday the 13th. I almost forgot it was Friday the 13th until I realized, like, oh, shoot, today's Friday the 13th. Let me get my track going and everything. So I was listening to 21 Savage earlier. But other than that, I actually do have my ending intro today. I'm not gonna just obviously just end the broadcast like that. I have my ending intro, of course. But if you're on TikTok right now, I'm gonna go on there right now. So if you're watching right here, right now, head on there to TikTok. I'm gonna be talking to you guys over there as well, and also start gonna watch the Detroit and Buffalo game that's on NFL Network as of right now for about a good at least hour from now. So until then, I am E on the mic. Until then, have a great night, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Or if you're gonna see me on the game night will be on Sunday. Or if you're watching me for the party for the Dolphins versus Bears tomorrow at 1. Till then, see you then.